Today's story is Kate DeCamo's Mercy Watson, Princess in Disguise. Let's go, 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 Dayoung Read. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go, go, go. Hello, I'm Dayoung Read. Today's story is Kate DeCamo's Mercy Watson, Princess in Disguise. Illustrated by Chris Van Dusen. Chapter 1. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson have a pig named Mercy. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy live together in a house at 54 Dayoung Drive. One October afternoon, in the living room of the house at Dayoung Drive, Mrs. Watson had an idea. Darling, said Mrs. Watson. Yes, said Mr. Watson. Halloween is coming. It's most certainly yes, said Mr. Watson. I believe Mercy should dress up, said Mrs. Watson. Mercy opened one eye. I believe that Mercy should dress up trick or treating, said Mrs. Watson. Mercy opened both eyes. She liked very much the sound of the word treating. What a splendid idea, said Mr. Watson. But where should Mercy be? Will Mercy be a ghost? No, I don't think so, said Mrs. Watson. A pumpkin? Not quite right, said Mrs. Watson. A pirate? A robot? A witch? No, said Mrs. Watson. Mercy sighed. She closed her eyes, fell asleep. When then, said Mr. Watson, what should Mercy be? I am quite centrally, said Mrs. Watson. The Mercy should be a princess. Of course, said Mr. Watson. It is obvious. Why didn't I that? You must go and find her tiara, said Mrs. Watson, and I will make her princess dress. I am on a case, said Mr. Watson. Oh, Mercy, said Mrs. Watson. You will so lovely. You will be beautiful beyond compare. Mercy Watson measured Mercy from shout to tail. Ooh. They measured Mercy around and around and around. Heaviest. I hope I have enough fabric. Darling, said Mrs. Watson, your dress is finished. Wink, said Mercy. I know, said Mrs. Watson. It is stunning, isn't it? Let's try it on. Mrs. Watson put Mercy's right front leg into the dress. Mercy put left on front leg out. Goodness gracious, said Mrs. Watson. Please don't say we'll never get this dress on. My darlings, my dears, said Mr. Watson. I'm home, and I have located the tiara. Oh, Mr. Watson, said Mrs. Watson. I am having a difficult time here. Mercy don't like to wear his princess dress. Perhaps, said Mr. Watson, you should tell her about the treats. Mercy picked up her eyes. She liked treats. Her favorite cheese was toast with a great deal of butter on it. My darling, my dear, said Mr. Watson, you wear this dress everywhere in the neighborhood. We give you a treat. But if you want a treat, You must wear the dress, said Mr. Watson. Mercy sighed. She allowed Mrs. Watson to tip the dress up. She allowed Mr. Watson put on a tiara in her head. You dream legal, a poison vision. Mercy's stomach growled. She was looking forward to treats. On Halloween night, the doorbell rang on Lincoln's sister's house. Sister, said Baby Lincoln, Sister, said Baby Lincoln, somebody is at the door. Of course somebody at the door, said Magnolia. It is Halloween. People are expect to be door when it is Halloween. Meow, said General Washington. Magnolia's Lincoln newscat. Trick or treat, said Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson. Oink, said Mercy. Mercy is a princess, said Mr. Watson. She looked like a pig in a cheap dress, said Magnolia. Oh, sister, said Magnolia, pigs should not go trick or treating. And in my opinion, pigs should not pose as princess. Meow, said General Washington. Oh dear, said Baby Lincoln. Magnolia Lincoln slammed the door. And Magnolia seems upset. And Mrs. Watson. Oink, said Mercy. She kicked up her heels. She ran around the back of the Lincoln sister's house. Follow that princess, said Mr. Watson. Baby Lincoln was still in the back door. She said, I'm afraid that sister is not a Halloween store for mood, but I could leave without your treats. Yum, said Mr. Watson. Ding dong, baby, where is the treat board? And on my way, sister, shouted Baby. Hurry, hurry, Baby said. Take something. Mercy exchanged the taste closely. Oh, said Baby. Mercy. Oink, said Mercy. She snuffled the board. There was a lot of candy. It was not toast, but it had to do. Mercy munched a lollipop. She ate a lemon drop, and she chewed a caramel. What is going on here? Magnolia said, why is the candy in the floor? And why does Pink doing in my kitchen? She's not a pig. She's a princess. Mercy crunched the butter barrel. The Mercy butter. Chapter 9. Get out of my kitchen immediately, screamed Magnolia Lincoln. Well, said Mr. Watson. Certainly a scandal. Yes, indeed, said Mrs. Watson. She have a quite a trick or treating to do. Come along, Mercy. It was delicious. Meow, said General Washington. She swept the ruffle in a Mercy's dress. Yep, said Mercy. General Washington took a whip and Mercy's tiara. Meow, said Mercy. Meow, said Mercy. The cat, said Mr. Watson. The pig, said Magnolia Lincoln. Oh dear, said Baby Lincoln. The cat ran out of the kitchen. The pig ran after him. Mercy left the chase. General Washington ran. Mercy ran after General Washington. Agnolia ran after Mercy. Baby ran after Agnolia. Mr. Watson after Baby. Mrs. Watson after Mr. Watson. Meow! Said General Washington. General Washington ran. Oink, said Mercy. Pig, said Agnolia. Sister, said Baby. Darling, said Mr. Watson. Dear, said Mrs. Watson. General Washington ran through to the living room to back into the kitchen. He ran opened the back door. Mercy was not pursued. Her dress will be sewn, but it did not slow her down. She was having an excellent time. Chapter 11. Frank and Stella are brother and sister. Frank and Stella live in 50 Dayoung Drive. Look at, says Stella. What is it? Asked Frank. It's a Halloween parade, says Stella. Stand back, said Frank. It looks dangerous. Wait for me, Stella shouted. I want to be in the parade too. Stella, shouted Frank. Stella! General Washington raced to the end of the Dayoung Drive. He ran up the trunk of the old oak tree. Behind Mercy, Agnolia did not stop. Agnolia bumped into Mercy. Baby bumped into Agnolia. Mr. Watson bumped into Baby. Mrs. Watson bumped into Mr. Watson. Stella bumped into Mrs. Watson. And Frank bumped into Stella. 뻥파는 거 맞는지는 모르겠지만. Mercy looked up General Washington. She sighed. She sat down. She chase was over. Mercy was very tired. She was very hot, and the tiara was pinching her ears. The pink dress was terribly sewn, and even poor Sang Princess cannot climb trees. Well, said Stella, I guess the parade is over. Nothing is over, Agnolia Lincoln shouted. She started getting to branches around the tree. General Washington, said Agnolia, come down here immediately. Meow, said General Washington. General Washington, said Agnolia, I will not take no for an answer. Meow, said General Washington. Cats don't usually not to ask them. Nonsense, said Agnolia. General Washington always soldier. I think that cats are stunk, said Frank. Nonsense, said Agnolia. General Washington is far too intelligent to get stuck. Agnolia called General Washington again and again, but General Washington would not move. I think, said Mr. Watson, it might be a good time to camouflage your deformment. Chapter 14. At the fire station, the phone rang. Ned looked the call. How, what? Said Ned. General Washington? Said Ned. Stuck up in a tree? Said Ned. Right, said Ned. We're our way. That was a strange call, Ned said to Lorenzo. Apparently, the general is stuck in a tree. Said Lorenzo. What is the address? Somewhere in a Dayoung Drive. Dayoung Drive? Said Lorenzo. Dayoung Drive. said Lorenzo. That's where the pig lives. Oh boy, said Ned. We'd better hurry. Chapter 15. Did Ned Lorenzo get to? Deadpool Drive, she saw a large oak tree sitting and understand with a pig in pink dress and a tiara in his head. Thank goodness you're here, said Baby Lincoln. What does you law? Said Amelia Lincoln. It is General Washington, said Ned. He pointed to a great cat high in the oak tree. Of course it is, said Amelia Lincoln. Meow, said General Washington. Lorenzo got a letter from her truck. He climbed up the ladder and reached to grab the hold of General Washington. He climbed down the ladder. He put General Washington into Amelia's arms. Hooray! Everyone chilled. You can't count the fire department, said Mr. Watson. That's what I say. Oh, said Mrs. Watson, you should celebrate. We should have a party. Mercy pricked up her ears. Parties, Mr. explains, almost involving toast. Chapter 16. Everyone in Watson's kitchen. Everyone was gathered around the Watson's table. Have you had the toast here? Said Lorenzo and Stella. No, said Stella. You're in for a treat, said Ned. The toast here is excellent. Eating food is the stranger house is possibly dangerous, said Frank. But we're not strangers, said Mrs. Watson. We're our neighbors. Meow, said General Washington. Bah, said Amelia Lincoln. Who needs neighbors? Oh, sisters, said Baby. Here, have a bird battle. My darling, my dear, my porcine princess, said Mr. Watson. Aren't you glad to put a pink dress? Are you glad? Mercy put a snout up in the air. She sniffed. Bread was toasting. Butter was melting. The pink dress was terribly sung, but it was worth it. Oink, said Mercy. Happy Halloween, my darling, said Mr. Watson. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you for reading me today. Bye-bye.